Raw Reaction, where we are 1 week away from the Royal Rumble. Big Dick, how you doing tonight, big boy?
Dude, I am doing good, brother. I am doing good. Watched a hell of a Raw tonight, and looking forward to the Royal Rumble immensely. I know you are as well.
For sure, brother. I know. I don't know where you're out of tonight because you travel the world, but I myself, I'm in lovely Connecticut, and I can tell you there are windstorms going on right now. So who knows? I could be knocked off the grid during this show.
I don't know what we would do if that would happen. I do not know what we do. I don't know if me and Kevin can go on.
Well, you know what? There is no nor'easter that can stop the Raw Reaction combo. Now let me tell you something. I had a premonition that the evil millionaire Meek Mahan would try and knock off the Raw Reaction for his own WWE network, but you know what? That won't happen tonight.
Yeah. You know, I've heard some rumors that there are actually we've been hurting viewership of the post Raw reaction by WWE. So
I would think so.
I think Vince McMahon might be thinking about signing us. So
well, especially anyone who got the privilege of listening to our incoherent dribble last week, I think that they would know that we were a huge threat to the WWE network.
Absolutely. You know what? I think we're forced to be reckoned with, and I think that any marginal talent advisor or talent assessor would know that without a doubt.
For sure. You know, I have gotten into a little guilty pleasure of my own, and I hate to admit this, but you know, what's great about the Angry Marks Network is, you know, we cover all kinds of wrestling. So much so that I cannot believe I'm going to admit this, and Kill Kev is probably going to pop a chub here, but I have been listening to the Thursday Night AMP. Now, that's not what's going to get him excited, but the Garber snake, Jordan Garber, and Stevie J were going so ballistic over Wrestle Kingdom 11 that I actually watched in its entirety the Okada versus Kenny Omega match. Can you believe that? I actually did. I did it.
That's impressive. What were your thoughts on it? Was it as better than advertised and billed by the Garber snake?
Now, mind you that I don't know the storyline. So, I mean, I understand the Elite is like the offshoot of the Bullet Club or what they are now. So, I didn't really understand all that stuff. So, I noticed that the what's their names? The Super Kick dudes, the two guys were at the ringside with them. You know, those two brothers, the two little Hardy Boy knockoffs. What's their name? Not the Day That Is New, but or the Express That Rocks and Rolls. Who are those two guys? The Jackson brothers. Anyway, they were at ringside. But anyway, what I thought the wrestling was outstanding. I mean, these guys kept an incredible pace for like an hour, but I didn't like the fact of how many times they hit each other's finishers and they just like wouldn't get beat, and it was just ridiculous. Like, it's just like they went on forever and back and forth forever. And although it was great, don't get me wrong, I just like, and I think that the wrestling was a 10, right? Like, it's as good as it gets. But this is where I'll get killed on this network. I thought, for instance, like Cena Rock 1 was better because it's two bigger, more established stars over years telling the same story with multiple finishers, just not as good wrestling. But it's bigger because the personalities are bigger, the build-up's bigger. I don't know. I guess to each their own. It was great, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't the best match of all time because a lot goes into that than just the actual wrestling itself. So, I don't know. I don't think it was the best match of all time. I thought it was probably the best wrestling match of the year, but I don't know if it's the best. You know, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I maybe because I'm not invested in the two athletes, but that was just my opinion.
Yeah. You don't know the story, you don't appreciate this one.
Right. Well, they were very passionate about that match, and where I thought Thursday Night AMP lost all credibility with me was after talking about all the great stuff they updated us on. Jordan Garber Snake, or whatever he calls himself, Garber Snake goes on this rant about how he's going to enter the Royal Rumble, and then Stevie J basically just says it's stupid. You get eliminated in 1 second. But then Garber Snake goes on to tell the story about how in his backyard wrestling federation he like stone cold stunnered like two really big guys. But I've come to understand, and I do like the Garber Snake, but I do believe he is the most conceited individual in the history of the world. And that's hard to do considering how conceited we both are, but Garber Snake definitely takes the cake as the most conceited person I've ever seen, and maybe the most narcissistic person I've ever come across.
Well,
I like him though.
I'm going to jump in here with some news for you. He kind of got a little bit of his comeuppance this weekend.
How? What happened to him? I like him, by the way.
Did somebody kick him in the snake?
You know who Chase Owens is, right?
No, who's that?
Who?
Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion.
What's his name?
The Garber Snake?
You know, member of Bullet Club.
Who is this?
Chase Owens.
Okay.
He's the heavyweight champion of Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty big. So, what happened?
Mr. Garter Snake, kind of took a big power bomb, from the top turnbuckle this weekend.
Figure of one, or one that I'd actually pay to watch?
I don't know. I don't know if it was a house show or a taping or what. But
how the hell did he get involved in that? That's pretty awesome, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know the details. I've only seen the photograph.
So wait, I didn't know Garber was in Ring of Honor. When did that happen?
No. It was in one of the promotions he works with up in Canada.
Garber's getting out there. I like it.
Yeah, he is. And this weekend he kind of got his hat handed to him.
Well,
wow.
Can I ask you? I mean, is he kayfabe on Thursday Night AMP, or is he for real?
Brother, life's a work, isn't it?
I guess. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess you know what? You're right, Killer Kev. If you're on the phone with two guys named Angry Tensai and Big Dick, who are we to judge? Anyway, it's Royal Rumble season, and I thought Garber Snake did a good job of building up some excitement here with his own entry. But guys, I don't know what you thought. Vic, Goldberg, Lesnar, hey man, they came out, they went head to head tonight. And Goldberg, I mean, he was a hot mess. He busted himself open. He's bleeding in the ring. He screwed up his promo. He has to do it 3 times. It was awesome.
He's in like Roman Reigns out there.
Do you think the internet wrestling crowd will give him a hard time for his whole theatrics tonight?
I think that it was such a badass ending that they're gonna look past it. Everybody's still jacking off because he's back. I think people are gonna be like, you know what? He's wrestling fucking Lesnar. This is like fantasy match coming up at WrestleMania. We're gonna cut him a little slack.
Yeah, well, it was definitely cool to see Lesnar and Goldberg head to head again. And I also like that Goldberg, like, you know, he's pretty pumped up for it. Like what I was afraid of is like Goldberg would go into like a comedy bit, like, oh, I beat you in a minute and 20 seconds, or not. It was just intense, and it was cool that Goldberg they didn't even rehash that, because it doesn't need to be rehashed. And it was just cool that they were both on a pure level head to head. And then when the lights went out, when they were about to go at it, and Undertaker just appeared. I mean, dude, if that doesn't sell this pay-per-view, I don't know what will, or doesn't get people to WWE Network. You had Goldberg, Brock, and Undertaker all in the same ring, ready to go at it, and then the feed just cuts, and that's the end of the show. But Vic, I have something to say. You know, as much as, you know, I'm full mass for the 3 of them I saw in the ring. Something occurred to me. Just because the 3 of them are in the ring together tonight, they may never get in the Royal Rumble at the same time, Vic, the 3 of them. Right?
Yeah, so Tensai, like you were saying, brother, you don't think you're afraid that Undertaker, Brock, and Goldberg won't be in the ring at the same time at the Royal Rumble? I gotta tell you, man, like you said, life's a work, and WWE, you better believe that those three will be in the ring, and probably Braun Strowman too.
Well, I hope they do, Vic. I really do, because that's the money, man. And if they lead us on that we're not going to get the three of these guys in the ring at the same time, it will be very disappointing. Now, WWE threw together, a garbage match of Big Cass enters the Royal Rumble, basically cutting off New Day's promo, and then Titus O'Neil and Rusev and everybody and their mother comes out. Rusev is really funny, by the way. But really what the whole point of that segment established was Big Show returned, confronted Braun Strowman one-on-one. Braun Strowman backs down from Big Show. That surprised me. And yeah, obviously Big Show looks really lean, but he still kind of looks off. I'm surprised Braun backed down.
Yeah, well, two points to this. The first was I actually think WWE did a good job of this, whereas basically they're like, oh, it's 4-on-3 right now. Where's the other guy? And then they announced the guy as Braun Strowman, and he basically made it even. So it made him feel like a big ass heel and a big ass heel by coming out like that. So I like that was good use of like mid-carders where you can have Enzo take a loss, Strowman look good and dominant, and really help his brand as sort of a unbeatable monster, while not at the same time not damaging anything. With Big Show coming out, I think that was awesome. He came out. This is actually, I guess it's the second week in a row, or what was it? It was like 2 weeks ago when Brock Lesnar and Strowman did the stare down on Monday Night Raw. I think it was towards the beginning of the show, and Strowman back down. So this is the second time that he's back down, once to Lesnar and once to Big Show. But I think it's more of a sort of like a Wyatt back down, where it's like, okay, you know what, we're gonna wait for the time to be right before we have these guys come to fisticuffs.
Yeah, I just don't like him backing down in general. I think he's that badass heel, but I'm with you. I think when the money comes on Sunday, he's going to step up for sure. What I did like about that segment was how Rusev pointed out to Big E Langston and Big Cass, like, why do you guys have to refer to yourselves as big? Like, if you're big, like, we know you're big. Like, why do you have to call yourselves big? I just thought that was very awesome in a lot of awesome ways that Rusev pointed that out, and it was very face-like. And Rusev just continues to amaze me with the cool shit that he does.
Yeah, he's definitely improved quite a bit on the mic. I'll give him that, and I'm looking forward to seeing that continue.
I think at some point he could have a huge face run. I really do.
Oh yeah, because people love Lana anyway, so it makes it easy.
He's just a lot funnier. He's been super funny as like a heel. Like I can't imagine what he could do as a full-fledged face. But at the end of the day, Rusev is in the Royal Rumble, Big Cass is in the Royal Rumble, and Braun Strowman and Big Show face off, and Big Show enters the Royal Rumble. So, hey man, that's more legit guys that can really do some damage. This is not a year where there's going to be like 15 scrubs in the match. I mean, your scrubs are like
New Day and Sami Zayn.
I wouldn't call Big E Langston a scrub, but I'd say, yes, I would agree. Xavier
I don't think he doesn't have a chance of winning, so I consider him. But then again, I don't think, what's his name, has a chance of winning either. Big Show.
Yeah, I don't think he has a chance, but I think he's going to do some damage. But I will tell you, I agree. I mean, Sami Zayn is just, I'm just so tired of seeing him. I mean, they gotta do something cool with him. The good thing they could have done would have been like fired him or reassigned him to NXT, and that would have made him interesting again because he would have had to work his way up. But I didn't like tonight. He tries to enter the Royal Rumble, through Stephanie or through Mick Foley directly, and Stephanie McMahon happens to be on the phone with Mick Foley, and she says, "You know what? Not so fast. You're gonna have to beat Seth Rollins tonight if you want to be in the Royal Rumble." Well, Mick Foley then goes tell Seth Rollins that, well, if Sami Zayn wins, you lose your spot in the Royal Rumble. And Seth Rollins kind of like, why that? And Mick says, well, there has to be competition. And you know what? They put on an awesome match. It was a great match, and I thought it would be.
It's an excellent match.
Oh, yeah, right? I mean, they delivered. I mean, you knew it was going to be a good wrestling match. I mean, one thing Sami Zayn does do is he puts on a good match. But, I mean, I'm like, this guy's got no chance. There's no way. There's no way this guy's going to beat Rollins, who's the man. And so I'm thinking that that's the way it's going to play out. And Triple H's music hits, and he never comes out, and Rollins gets rolled up for a cheap win. I have no problem with Zayn winning the match that way, but I do have a big problem with the fact that the result of this match eliminates Seth Rollins from the Royal Rumble. Great, it builds up WrestleMania between Triple H and Rollins, but now why? Is Rollins out of the Royal Rumble? Like, that's stupid.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying, but at the same time, I could see him doing something else to get. You haven't heard the last. He's still going to be wrestling, I think, and I don't know what's going to happen, or he might even attack the winner or something. I don't know. I mean, I think they're going to do something cool with him to build a match versus Triple H.
Why couldn't they just have Triple H eliminate him from the Royal Rumble?
I don't know. I mean, part of the problem is you almost had too many stars in the Royal Rumble. I feel like where you can afford to take Seth Rollins out.
Well, why not ultra load it? Why not ultra load it? I guess you're right.
Even without him, it's already ultra loaded. If they want to build up his run to get Triple H, I'm okay with it. And I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I want to see how it plays out. If it sucks, then yeah, you're absolutely right. They should have kept him in the Royal Rumble. But I'm thinking that I think he's going to do it. I think they'll come up with something decent storyline. I mean, this sort of gives it like he's been talking shit Triple H for a while, and Triple H just sort of ignored it. Now it's like Triple H has been like, "Oh fuck you, I'm going to screw you," and start the build up.
Well, yeah, I mean, it started right here and right now. So, you know what, man? I mean, hey, listen. Last year, Triple H was the big surprise, and lucky for me, I had no idea about it last year, and I was shocked. You know, I'm kind of gonna go on my dirt sheet, you know, blackout for the next 7 days. But I did catch super big news tonight. I mean, I don't know if it's true or I mean, WWE's not stupid. So basically, Kurt Angle was reported to be part of this big event that was going to be actually aired on Spike TV for like an independent promotion, and Kurt Angle was pulled from that show this weekend by the WWE, and there is a lot of speculation he may enter the Royal Rumble. I don't actually think that that's going to happen, but it is kind of cool that there's speculation of it.
I'd probably spew my pants if he did.
It would be the biggest return ever, and Mr. Perfect was pretty cool, you know, like 10, 15 years ago, but this would be on a level, because Kurt Angle,
WWE Hall of Famer.
Would you agree though? Kurt Angle walks in that ring. I mean, you know, in kayfabe, I mean, he's Kurt Angle. He could win the thing. I mean, that's what makes it cool because he actually could win.
And you know what another cool thing is? I didn't even think about this until just show right now. He's actually a TNA Hall of Famer and going to be a WWE Hall of Famer. So you got put in the TNA Hall of Fame.
That's really cool. So is Christian.
Is he?
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that is. Is he in WWE Hall of Fame?
Yep, Edge and Christian.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, there's a couple people, Sting, stuff like that, but it's cool because Angle's still super active, or more active, I guess you'd say.
Well, yeah. Well, let me say this, man. I mean, supposedly, you know, Kurt Angle won't. Maybe Christian isn't in the Hall of Fame. You're right. I think only Edge got in. You're right.
Yeah,
so
Christian.
So Kurt Angle will be the first one.
Well, no, I think Sting.
Is Sting in the TNA Hall of Fame? How can TNA have a friggin' Hall of Fame, man? Really?
Well, it's like WWE Hall of Fame. It basically exists on paper and on the internet.
Yeah, AJ Styles isn't in their Hall of Fame, so their Hall of Fame's bullshit. Let's see that. Like, let's see. I'm at the TNA Hall of Fame right now on Wikipedia. So here's your members: Sting, who is in WWE Hall of Fame, Kurt Angle, Jeff Jarrett, Earl Hebner, Gail Kim, and Team 3-Day. If AJ Styles is not in your Hall of Fame and you're in the TNA, the whole thing is bullshit.
Yeah, but the problem was they did it with members in good standing, and he basically went from like good standing to like no standing.
True. The New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Want to hear some of the names? The first one is like 1 million people in it. This is pathetic.
Is Jordan J. Garber one of them?
John Cena Sr. is in it. This is pathetic. It's so big, this list of Hall of Famers. I mean, what do they make? One appearance and they're in it?
Spike Dudley is a Hall of Famer.
WCW has a Hall of Fame, huh?
Viano number 4.
Wow, it's pretty pathetic.
Alright. Anyway, that's cool. Angle coming back, hopefully. Praying for it. WWE is always good at the surprises during the whole, or during, Rumble. So, I think that they're gonna have, I've heard that Samoa Joe's coming back. Possibly, I don't know about Finn Balor, but that'd be cool. Like, this would be like, right, for like the beginning part of the timeline, he can come back.
Yeah, I think Balor will be in it.
Yeah, it really depends on how he's recovering, but there's a lot of, there's a lot of ways they can go to me.
Well, it would be something if Angle does enter it, though, man. It would be awesome.
I don't think he wins it, but I think it could set up a feud that he could have been on the WrestleMania, like against Chris Jericho or something like that. Although I think Chris Jericho and what's his name, Kevin Owens, are gonna start a feud after this pay-per-view.
If they learned one thing from Goldberg, dude, if they want to sell pay-per-views, let Kurt Angle in it. And I know a lot of people are excited about Kevin Owens defending the world title against Jericho potentially, but why not let Kurt Angle win the Royal Rumble and headline and go in the Hall of Fame, go after the world title in the same night?
That would be awesome.
That would sell more than anything.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. And the one thing I was actually really nervous about tonight, because I'd heard a couple places that WWE was looking to put both titles on Roman Reigns. I hated how the announcers were saying, yeah, he can become a double champion. He can become a double champion. Like, they were putting that out there like a lot. I'm like, oh,
well, I knew he wasn't going to win when they kept saying that.
That sort of put me in the thing that they're going to take the belt off of Jericho, because I'm thinking that, okay, they wouldn't even be talking about it if he's not going to win tonight. Because otherwise, there's no chance of him being double champion.
Nah, I didn't see any way. My thought was just with the idea of the cage and how they said Roman Reigns would get thrown in the cage. I knew it was gonna. I didn't see any way he would lose.
Yeah, well,
but
I think he ends up. I think what ends up happening here, because I do think that they go, what's his name, Jericho versus KO. I think that what happens is Jericho wears his belt. He goes to drop his belt down to KO, and it somehow distracts him and ends up costing the match.
I don't know. I think Jericho's gonna win, or not Jericho. Owens is gonna win. I think they're done with Reigns for a while.
I hope so, man. And although it unfortunately does feel like it's sort of like the chase for Reigns again.
Well, Reigns just needs to go heel and get it over with, or join the Wyatt family or something. I don't know. You know?
Yeah, but the thing is, even if he does that, he's still going to get. I don't know if he's going to get booed. I just hate the situation he's in, because it's hard. It'd be hard for me to boo more than he's getting booed right now. Although this is X-Pac we're talking.
X-Pac?
X-Pac.
What about X-Pac?
I think this is X-Pac heat.
They should have X-Pac in the Royal Rumble.
Dude, X-Pac may be in the Royal Rumble. I have a feeling he's not doing anything these days.
You're gonna see surprises on top of this big Royal Rumble too. I love it. But you know what? It doesn't seem like there's many SmackDown guys in this Royal Rumble. Does it?
Nah, I'm not even sure Ziggler entered. But like Ziggler, Miz, probably Ambrose, I'm sure they'll have like what's his name that Apollo Crews will be in it. Baron Corbin will
Well,
probably
it's
be
pretty
in it.
clear Raw is winning the Royal Rumble this year. I mean, they're not even trying to make it look like SmackDown. And I watched SmackDown. SmackDown's just like, yeah, we're basically just all of our storylines center around Alexa Bliss now. Hey, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I would center all my storylines around her
SmackDown does
too.
have the Undertaker.
It is all about Alexa Bliss. Hell, Alexa Bliss should enter the Royal Rumble. I would love that.
Yeah, man, you love Alexa Bliss, bro.
She's hot, man.
All right, so anyway, we did that. We had our favorite wrestler of all time, Jack Gallagher, on the
Gallagher,
show.
yeah.
Dude, he was awesome. He won his I Forfeit match. How about that?
He has to be in the Royal Rumble. Has to be in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, or at least he has to get a match.
No, I say they put him in the Royal Rumble itself. He would be so funny in the Royal Rumble, and they could make him last for a while. Like, he wouldn't eliminate anybody if he just hang around. But I think he'd do great. I think the fans would love it. And honestly, he loses no heat if he gets eliminated. He's being billed at 169 pounds. I really hope he's in it.
That could make the show.
Dude, no one cares about, like, pretty much the cruiserweights that aren't the Brian Kendrick, Neville, and I even Rich Swann, the crowd's pretty into now. I give him credit. But those other guys like Noam Dar, Cedric Alexander, Gulak, Nice, TJ Perkins, like nobody gives a crap. Did you see those 5 guys come out? You know, the 3 heels were in the ring at this time, but they had Mustafa Ali come out. They did his little promo, crowd's dead. They then have TJ Perkins come out, the crowd is dead. And then the extraordinary gentleman comes out, and the crowd goes freaking crazy. They love him. They love him. Everybody loves Jack Gallagher. Don't you think?
Absolutely, yeah. He is what Brian Kendrick was to WWE SmackDown and the whole Cruiserweight division about 3 weeks ago, until Brian Kendrick took a hiatus.
Yeah, Neville, I think, is going to kill Rich Swann, for sure, and win the belt. And when they decide to go with the Jack Gallagher, Neville storyline, the way Gallagher is going to get under Neville's skin, it is going to be a legend. It is going to be awesome. I really cannot wait. That's going to really propel 205 Live. That's their best money feud. And I think they cannot wait. They need to do it right away. Don't you think? That's a WrestleMania match waiting to happen.
What's that? Gallagher?
Neville.
You know what? I think you're right. I mean, although I don't understand. It seems like what's his name has not wrestled in a while. It seems like Brian Kendrick has not wrestled in a couple weeks, at least on Raw, maybe 205 Live.
Well, Royal Rumble, man. I mean, gun to your head right now. Who are you picking?
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna do WWE future Hall of Famer Undertaker. I don't
That's
know
a good
why
choice.
I'm not gonna win it, but I'd like to see it. Somebody. That's the thing. Somebody big. I feel like somebody big has to win it. So you're sort of limited, not necessarily a big wrestler. You're sort of limited to make 8 to 10 people there.
Well, I mean, there is 8-10 that could win it. That's for sure. I will say this. I will stick to my pick last week, and I still think Goldberg will stand tall and win the Royal Rumble. How do you feel with that? Good choice or bad choice?
What's that?
I think Goldberg's going to win it still.
Wow. You know what? I don't know why. I think that him and Lesnar are going to eliminate each other. And maybe Strowman and Taker have some involvement with that.
Wouldn't it be cool if the same person eliminated both Goldberg and Lesnar? That would be something.
Be pretty awesome.
Dude, you know what would be the ultimate swerve, and I could see WWE pulling this bullshit? What if Strowman eliminated Goldberg, Undertaker, and Lesnar, and then Jericho just catches him with some bullshit to win the Royal Rumble?
Wow.
Like just a code breaker out of nowhere and then dumps him over the top. That is WWE style too, dude. Because then everybody gets a good rub. I mean, that would be funny.
I'm sorry, what was that you just said?
I said that would be funny. And let me ask you, how about this? You know, WWE Royal Rumble's all about surprise entries. What if The only WWE Hall of Famer that was a WWE president and commissioner, maybe Jack Tunney, no. The only WWE Hall of Famer who was a United States president.
Wow.
WWE Hall of Famer Donald J. Trump. Could he?
He's a personal favorite of Billy Cap.
He is a WWE Hall of Famer. He is your United States president, my United States president, and Killer Kev's United States president. Because it's all good now. We're all USAing, baby. And I'd like to see Trump, Hall of Famer, come down the aisle.
See him come up Stone Cold Steve Austin, pay back some bitch, and then cut his Obamacare.
I could see that. That
would be a beautiful thing. Surprise entrance. I think you have Samoa Joe, partial chance of what's his name?
No Nakamura. Balor will be in it.
Balor will
be in it.
I could see somebody like Christian or somebody like that returning.
I mean, they're going all the way with this Royal Rumble, man. I mean, it's pretty clear that they're like, this is the Royal Rumble. Like, this is the year that they're just like, F it, we're putting everybody in this thing. It's basically like when I play my WWE Universe and WWE 2K16 or 17, whatever version I'm playing, and I make it to my point in the season where I have the Royal Rumble, and I just literally put every frigging big time main eventer in that Royal Rumble. That's what WWE is doing right now.
I agree. I would agree.
I love this time of year. WWE always delivers in January, February, and March.
You start bringing new superstars in this time of year, and you go up to right after WrestleMania. Killer Kev, do you have a prediction for a Rumble?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Goldberg wins it all.
Wow.
Wow.
Who does he face at WrestleMania?
Whoever the champ is. I've not kept up that long.
You don't sound very excited.
Well, I've not kept up with WWE in forever, as you know, so, I'm not even sure who all is in the Rumble. I'm not sure who the champions are, so, maybe once we start getting into the WrestleMania hype, I'll get it figured out.
Blutista.
Dude, I hope Blutista comes back. That would be great. He would probably get fucking booed out of the building.
I love Blutista. I'm not saying Bootista. Blutista.
Dude, I hope Blutista and Roman Reigns join up as a tag team.
Isn't Batista like part of Cirque du Soleil now?
Come on.
Well, he's getting closed down, or is that Ringling Brothers?
That's Ringling Brothers.
Okay.
Oh my god, no, it's a different Batista. It's a different Batista. It's not the same Batista. It's not our Batista. It's a different Batista. That's awesome. Mason Ryan.
That's right. It's Mason Ryan.
You're talking about Batista too.
Yes. Good for him.
Batista.
Yes.
Mason Ryan. What a boss he was, huh? They were going to put the rocket up his ass.
Yeah, but look what he's doing now. I bet you he's probably making better money than he was in WWE.
How did Mason Ryan not make it? They were totally pumping him up.
Well, here you go, though. How did Ethan Carter III not make it as Jason Bateman?
Because he didn't show any friggin' personality outside of a nerd.
Because WWE didn't let him show any personality. You put him on TMA and let him chart his own course. One of the best world champions they've ever had.
He was on NXT for like 2 years doing that USA, what was it? The Napoleon Dynamite character he was doing on NXT for 2 years.
Yeah, what a shitty gimmick to saddle him with.
I think that wasn't his own.
No. I think WWE does not let you have your own gimmick these days. Especially a rookie.
They let Sami Zayn have his own character.
Well, they just let Sami Zayn be Sami Zayn because,
Annoying, overachieving ska guy.
Well, Daniel Bryan had to retire. Somebody had to fill that role.
Daniel
And they didn't have David Young yet.
Honestly, Daniel Bryan has more talent in his pinky than Sami Zayn. Like, Sami Zayn's a great wrestler, don't get me wrong. But that's one that I have to say the internet wrestling crowd totally missed on. Like, he's a good wrestler. No doubt about it. He's like he's like what Val Venus was to the late 90s. He's a solid hand that you can put on Sunday Night Heat and he'll lose. But, I mean, man, the boat was missed on him. He's not he is not what he was perpetuated to be by the internet wrestling crowd. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. Like, even though Kevin Owens is the Universal Champion, WWE is actually misusing him. I mean, he's fantastic, and they're just booking him like a weak champion, and it's unbelievable that I'm saying they're misusing their actual champion, but it's true. But he's incredible on the mic, and he's so talented, and anyone that's blind can see that. I just don't see it in Sami Zayn. I mean, he's a decent wrestler. I'll leave it at that. I get that he's friends with Owens and stuff, but no one's ever going to buy a ticket to WWE to watch Sami Zayn. I'm sorry.
Well, no, because everybody's already bought the tickets to see the two of them beat the shit out of each other for like the last 5 years.
But people would buy tickets to see Kevin Owens on his own, start a feud, headline.
Well, yeah, because it's something new and something fresh. You're not gonna buy a ticket to see the same old shit. I mean, seriously, think about it. You know, New England Patriots going to the Super Bowl this year. Hell yeah, people are gonna buy tickets to that, no problem. If it was the New England Patriots versus the Indianapolis, well, no, it wouldn't be the Indianapolis Colts. Denver Broncos. If it was Patriots versus Broncos for 5 straight years, what do you think ticket sales are gonna look like for year 6 of it?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you put the world title tomorrow on Sami Zayn, it would be the lowest rated Raws you've ever seen.
Well, yeah, because of how it's set up. I mean, honestly, the same exact thing happened over on TNA with Eric Young. Eric Young consistently one of TNA's best performers. Put him in any role, he fills it. He puts asses in seats. But you put him in a comedy role where he lost for so long, when they finally all of a sudden try to turn him into a serious character and they put the world title on him, worst fucking thing ever. It's all about the setup. It is all about the setup.
I understand, but I just don't see Sami Zayn like that. I just don't.
And you can't because of how WWE set him up.
That's an interesting, I like the way you just positioned all that.
You know, I mean, you know, think about, you know, go back to Derek Bateman again. Look at how they set him up. They set him up to fail in that gimmick. He was never going to be a world champion, but you let him get away from that. You break it. Look what he did for TNA. TNA did some of their best ratings that they could with him as their world champion. He totally gave TNA a fresh perspective.
True. Well, what I want you guys to do is I want you to take my Sami Zayn commentary with you to the Thursday AMP guys, and I want to hear what they have to say about my commentary.
I will put it forward to them.
I'd be interested to hear what they have to say. Anyway, but that's pretty much the show, guys. I don't know if we want to talk about Charlotte and Bayley, but I think I've seen enough of them to just say Charlotte will retain, because I just think this match will culminate at WrestleMania, in my opinion. Bayley will get one chance. Who knows? She might do a Dolph Ziggler and put her career on the line. But that's pretty much it. I think we lost Big Dick. I don't hear him. Big Dick, you there?
I'm still here.
What do you think, Bayley or Charlotte?
I think Bayley wins. No, I'm just kidding. I think Charlotte wins. I think they're trying to set it up so Bayley wins at WrestleMania.
I do too. That's exactly what I just said. I agree.
All right, cool. Do we kill all these matches here? I don't think anybody gives a shit about the other stuff.
No.
All right, Kev, you got like an hour of footage, man. You should be good to go, brother.
Why don't you talk about, before we go, what's coming up this week, if anything?
Don't have anything scheduled coming up, so. But we'll always have a show.
What about Snake Pit?
There's no shows this week? So
No,
all the programming is off this week?
we've got shows. We've got our shows every week. We do our shows every week. Just don't have anything in particular scheduled.
No Snake Pit?
No Snake Pit.
Oh.
Do we do the Snake Pit within Thursday Night NBA?
You'll have to negotiate that with Jordan.
God.
I heard the appearance fees may be a little high.
You know, one thing I notice is the Garber Snake is always advertising other podcast networks on Thursday Night MP. How do you feel about that?
We have good relationships with those networks, so that's not a problem. We cross promote all the time.
Oh,
cool. Hand response. I think Jordan's too big.
He is too big. Well, I think it's good we cross promote. We've been cross promoting for a long time with WrestleWork.com, the wrestling social networking site. It's a great site, very good site.
Oh, I forgot about that. That was great.
Well, if you're an independent wrestler looking to get booked.
ApartmentWrestling.com. We have a nice relationship there.
Thunder Kittens, Thunder-Kittens.com. ESS Promotions, Eric Sims, the greatest promoter in the world. These are things that we promote. Wawa in Bayville. You're getting free plugs tonight.
Rivoli's, Tom's River, New Jersey. Loves the police force as well.
Riverly's in Grill and Chill in Howell, New Jersey. One of the best, out there.
Best bakers ever.
Oh, I gotta tell you guys something funny offline. I'm not gonna say it on here. It's political, but you guys will laugh. We don't talk politics on the air.
Nah, people get butthurt.
In this environment, and I hope WWE's not stupid enough to do any political storylines. I'll leave it there. Anyway.
Backlund storyline with Darren Young. He's supposed to make it.
No. Anyway, that's pretty much it.
Looking
It's gonna
forward
be an awesome Royal Rumble. I can't wait to come back on and talk about it.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun show.
Very good, guys. Very good. So, Killer Cab, why don't you know what? Vic? I want you to take us home with something passionate and something heartfelt.
Fuck, I'm about to fall asleep right now. Shit, you know what? I'm about 6 inches full staff.
Oh, God.
For this Royal Rumble lineup. I am so anticipating it. And I'm going to give it the Ewan special if Kurt Angle comes out.
Wow. Me too.
Wow. She likes my 5 inches.
Guys, enough. You know what, Killer Kev? All I say is big dick, angry Tensai. We're going to be back next week, stronger than ever. Hopefully Goldberg's in one piece and back on our airwaves. So till then, folks, we'll see you next week. Enjoy the Royal Rumble and have fun on the Angry Marks